Hey everybody, welcome to Southern Gmoregals. In my video today, we're playing around with some paper and ribbon and some textures, making these gorgeous Victorian style Valentines. If you're new here to my channel, I'm Elizabeth. I want to welcome you here, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm really excited about my video today. I've been waiting to do this. I really love the layered look, and I'm getting a lot of feeds on my Instagram where I see scrapbooking where people are working on that, and I love that look of the different layers and textures. And I don't know any rules about that, so just bear with me. I'm just having fun mixing some of the papers and textures together. And the frames you saw here at the beginning, those were from the Dollar Tree. They're 5x7s, but you can also find frames at Walmart for 97 cents. And then I'm just taking some of these, like this thick board from the Dollar Tree. It has a poster board on one side and then some foam in the middle. And I just traced around the paper that was inside the frame and cut these out. And I used a razor knife. Was a lot easier to cut these out with than scissors. And my little tip there, just make sure it fits in the frame before you start gluing anything onto it. Aren't these the cutest little Valentines? I ordered these online, and I'll leave the name of the company I ordered these from. I ordered these on Amazon, and it was actually a whole sheet. I think it's really supposed to be like a wrapping paper, but I cut these out. These were my favorite three prints on the paper. I love the little girl on the left in that beautiful pink dress, and the little boy on the right looks like a little mail delivery boy or a messenger boy, and then the little boy in the middle has the key to your heart. So we're going to use these three. And the little pictures, they're a little bit smaller than 5x7. They may be about 4x6, maybe somewhere around in there. I didn't actually measure it, but it fits inside the 5x7. But I have plenty of room to do some layering and some texturing. So I'm just kind of playing around here. I bought my scrapbooking papers from the thrift store. They have an arts and crafts center. So most of the sheets are only like 10 cents a sheet or maybe 15 cents a sheet. But you can also get these like at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. They have lots of different choices of papers. So the one I'm cutting out though is a red, and it has some white lettering or some white words on it. So it really looks kind of Valentine, but also kind of vintage looking to me. So I want that to be kind of in the background behind her. And to put these together, I'm just going to use a glue stick, and then I'm going to use my glue gun when I'm gluing some heavier things onto my Valentines here. So once I decided on what I wanted in the background, I'm just going to use my glue stick here. And this one is purple, but it will dry clear, so no worries if you have a purple one. And some of these pictures repeated on the sheet that I had. I actually have two of this little girl here on the sheet, but this one she has an umbrella in, so I really like this one. So this was one of my favorite ones. She reminds me kind of like a ballerina almost, I think, but for Valentine's Day. And I love the little hearts kind of look like they're falling. She's catching the hearts in the rain. But I have this lace. This just came from the Dollar Tree. And then I have that little garland there from the Dollar Tree. So I'm just deciding what I'm going to put where. I actually put the lace down with the glue stick too. And then you can see on the left, I have a little bag of hearts there. I got that at the thrift store. I only paid $1 for it, and it has all kinds of cutout hearts. They're all different shapes and colors, and some of them are different textures. So the little heart here on the right it's like a brown heart, and it has some white design in it. I thought it matched really good with her umbrella and kind of what she's holding in her hand. It looks really similar to that. So I thought it worked really good with this picture. For the garland, I just cut off the bigger bead because I didn't want that large bead on there. And I'm using my glue gun to attach these. And if you're new here, I want to welcome you to my channel. You can also check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And I'd love to have you subscribe, turn your notifications on. If you're already a subscriber, I want to thank you so much for supporting our channel. So here's a still shot of the little girl Valentine here. When I did the video part, they're all three together. So you have to stay tuned to the end to see them all three together in the video. And I'll show you here in just a little bit how I did my frames. So here's my next one, and this is the little messenger boy, and I actually cut him out a little bit closer. I want him to be positioned just a little bit different than the girl was in the picture. And then I have a couple different pieces of scrapbook paper here that I'm going to use. This one in front of me there is actually on cardstock, and it's got two different prints on each side, but I really like that design with the the black kind of, I don't really even know what that's called, but like filigree on the other side. Looks really pretty, so I want that right in the middle. And then on the top, I have a little piece of paper that have some music notes that I cut out. And then on the bottom, they're actually like pink hearts with a little bit of darker pink in it. So that's what I'm going to use for the bottom. And then I'm going to glue the little messenger boy right on top of all of those. And now I'm going to take some lace. This is actually lace that is from the Dollar Tree. And this actually came off the ribbon they have that's burlap that has the white lace running through it. This is some of the white lace that I'd pulled off of that. And I'm just going to cut it in half so it's not quite so wide. And I'm going to run a piece down that left side. And I'm going to use my glue stick to attach these. And again, it will look kind of purple here because the glue stick I'm using is purple, but it's going to dry clear. So don't worry if it looks a little purple here, because once we get to the end here, it'll be nice and clear and some white lace here. And I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to run it horizontal or across the bottom here. So there's one piece that's running down the left, and then there's another piece of that white lace that I'm going to run across the bottom, kind of crisscrossing the other piece of the lace. And I know in the first shot where I showed you the frames, I was standing in front of it, so it made a little bit of a shadow, so they were kind of hard to see, but they were all gray, all three of them. So two of them I painted the ivory chalk paint by Waverly, and then one of them I painted I think it's called the Ocean Shade. It's one of the blue shades at Waverly chalk paint. And I'm just taking some fine sandpaper and just going over here to kind of give it more of a vintage look or a rustic look. So I'm just going around my frames. And after I did the white frame with the sandpaper and went to the blue one, it looked great the way that it works. So if you use that sandpaper on the blue, it will kind of take some of that off, but it'll add a little bit of white back to it where you used it up against this white paint. And the last Valentine that I'm using, he's got a little bit of blue in it. So that's why I did my frame blue. I really wanted to pull out that or tie into that blue shade. Now for my little delivery boy or the little messenger boy, I'm just going and gluing a couple of those little cutout hearts that I got from the thrift store around. And I'm trying to use the darker shades of red. And then I have some ribbon that I used on one of my wreaths. So I just cut the word love out of that ribbon and glued that on. I did put a little bit of the red paper with the writing right there in the left corner, because when I cut this out, I cut it a little bit small. And then I put a little piece of that red raffia and the tan on the left there. So here he is. He looks really cute. I did put another little piece of that red up behind his head, and then you can see the red in the corner. And here's my last Valentine, and he's really cute too. And I really like the little blue scarf he has around him. So that's why I wanted my frame to be blue to kind of, go with that blue color he has on him. And I wanted each of my Valentines to be positioned just a little bit different in the frame. So I'm going to put him a little bit more in the center. He had a little bit of writing down on the bottom of the Valentine, but it made it too big or too large to go into the frame. So I did cut that off, and there you can see the little key that I'm going to add on here. I think that's a nice little touch, but I'm going to put the same red paper on the background, and then I'm going to add a little bit of blue on the left, and then I'm going to go back and put my little Valentine on here, and then I'm going to put another little strip of blue on the right side too. And I have some of those scrapbooking scissors that kind of cut out different shapes, but of course I could not find them. Every time I'm looking for a regular pair of scissors, I could find them, but I could not find them to cut out a design on the paper's edge. So that's what I was trying for with the blue, but it didn't look very good. So that's why I just put that solid line there. Now this piece of paper actually had the little cutout, so I was able to cut around that and made that little design there on it. And it was actually on the piece that had the little music notes. So I'm going to put the white on the top right, and then I'm going to go back and add another little blue strip down on the bottom left, or the bottom right, I'm sorry. And then we're going to put a little bit of lace here too. And then I'm going to add some twine on this Valentine. And then the most fun part, we're going to put our little key on here. And I've got several Valentine videos out right now, so I'm going to link those down in my description box if you're looking for some more Valentine DIYs. I made several wreaths. I've made 4 wreaths already this year. Most of them are made with Dollar Tree items, so they're budget-friendly wreaths, but have that high-end look. I also have a Kirkland's dupe video where I have some mason jars that I painted pink and they look great. That was a video from last year. And there's also a garland wreath on that video too. And then I've got a reversible Valentine sign. One side has red and pink hearts, and then the other side has just some white hearts with faith, hope, and love on them. So check those videos out. I also have a Rustic Valentine's Day video that was my last video that was out. So I'll leave those links down in my description box. And we have a Third Thursday Thrift Flips that will come out on January the 20th. So next Thursday, that video will be coming out. So look forward to that. And there's my little key. I also made a little red bow. I put a piece of the red raffia and the tan and tied it up in that left corner under a heart. So here's all my Valentines together. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun doing this layering type look. I'm really looking forward to working with more of the scrapbook and paper and doing some more of these layered looks. And I love the vintage type pictures. If you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. Definitely leave me a comment and let me know what you think about these. I hope you'll check out some of my other videos that we have listed down in my description box. I look forward to seeing everybody on January the 20th. That will be our Thrift Flips video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope everyone has a great Valentine's Day.